HyperX continues to just drop the elbow on audio products. Good afternoon, welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese of the 4-piece warranty or Wookie Triple XL, and this is one of the kinds of products that I absolutely love testing. Not just HyperX, and I use a HyperX mouse, and they converted me on that, and that I have the new one for review, and it's taunting me with it already. But this is exactly what I want from a gaming slash pretty much a podcasting or shoutcasting, honestly, or streaming microphone that's going to give you exceptional performance with a very good, solid, basic feature set, and it's not going to break the bank. This has basically everything that the QuadCast has, except for a variety of pickup patterns, because it's only got two compared to like 3 or 4 that those normally would come with. But beyond that, the build quality, the mic quality, the look and feel, the functionality, it's all pretty much the same, and that's why they've delimited it like that with SoloCast, now DuoCast, which is kind of replacing the SoloCast. I would say it's just way better than the SoloCast was for a little bit more money, but this is nearly half the price of their QuadCast, and more importantly, it's quite a lot cheaper than some other really good entry-level microphones as well, with a lot more feature set built into it. So let's go through what's in the box. So inside of this very nicely finished package, which is built for, being dropped out of the back of trucks, you're going to find a full microphone with a shock mount already pre-mounted around it. You've got a built-in stand. You then get a little adapter for your boom arm setups, and then the appropriate nut and bolt set to be able to attach it to the adapter or to the built-in stand. The included cable is extremely long as well. It's about 2 meters. So you're going to be able to route it across your desktop or do it over the top or pretty much put it wherever you want. And it is a really nice molded Type-C. The pre-installed stand that it comes with, it does come, like I say, pre-installed with it, has about 45 degrees travel built into it, and it does have a little cable channeling hole at the back here, because on the bottom of the microphone you do have an input there for headphone as well, so you can use this as a pass-through type system and have it take over your general audio control. Above that, you're going to see a really nice LED beam, which actually is part of its volume control. So as I decrease and increase the gain, you can see on the side of the microphone there, as it decreases and increases. I'll show you the stepping when we get to the software portion. But from the base setup, just having that functionality built on there so you can see exactly where your gain is without having to alt tab, we very much like that. Up top, you've got a capacitive touch, exactly the same as the QuadCast. So you can see it's basically a mini QuadCast. Instead of putting a rotating bit on the bottom, they just put a piece on the back. There's nothing, however, built onto it for you to change the pickup pattern. That you have to do through the Ingenuity software, but honestly, that's not the end of the world. The general look and feel of this, the ability to control the RGB from a color perspective, or like you want it solid, you want it breathing, gradient, whatever you want to do, you're going to be able to do and then sync it with all of your other HyperX products, which is a nice plus. However, a mic looking good is all good and well, but people aren't coming around to look at your microphone. They're coming to hear what comes from the microphone. So let's go and do that with the software. Alrighty, so we are completely raw now into OBS. Absolutely no filters on it. You are going to hear some noise from a machine because it is a little bit close. The fans are like maybe 30 centimeters from the microphone, and they're extremely powerful. So yeah, that's going to happen. Now on the mic, it has, like I've said, the gain knob on the back over here. And as you turn it up or down, you're going to notice it increases and decreases by about 5% is basically what you're going to get from that. So you can increase and decrease by 5% on the fly, which is a big plus. And then it actually shows on the band, on the LED band that's running around the middle. On top of the capacitive touch, mute. and then obviously coming back, and the light and the LED switches on and off when you do that as well. Really nice little touch there, which is exactly what we saw with the QuadCast. This is the DuoCast, so you can see it's like solo, duo, quad. You can see what they're doing there. Then you've got two options of pickups. You've got a more frontal polar type of pattern where it's trying to pick up from in front of the mic only, and then you can switch it over to an omnidirectional. And like they say, this is best for multi-person podcasts. If you're going to put this mic like top down in the center of the room or something to that effect, then this would be the mode that you would use. The audio quality does change a little bit, but I was expecting that. It just sounds a bit more roomy, is basically the long and the short of it. But if you're going to be using this for streaming, which is probably going to be the main usage, then obviously you're going to leave it in that pickup pattern. Now, it does have a high pass filter as well, which does make things a bit better for boomier voices, I would say, but it does kind of also cut out the warmth. It's a nice feature to have, but if you've got like a bassier, warmer kind of tone to your voice, then I would say rather leave that off. Then you've got a limiter, and the limiter just drops the overall. It's like a built-in compressor is basically what it's doing. You can see that the volume is coming through a lot lower, and this is for people like myself and Puppet Capes who are very loud, and when we get excited and we shout and etc., then the limiter just helps to make sure it caps off the top. But I think you'll agree with me, the bass profile of this mic is super good, and because of that you can then put it into OBS, use like your rear comp plugins, and then you can tune it from there and do all of your own, compressors and noise gates, etc. on the microphone. And just having that really solid bass performance gives you a lot of breadth in what you can do. I'm so surprised by this. I think you could even use it for like vocal work and stuff. It's not just like for casting or for doing streaming. I'm not a very good singer, so I didn't even try. But it's broad enough in its pickup that you can use it for a lot more than, a lot of mics that just kind of put themselves in a corner. And the ease of use and simplicity with the software is fantastic. You don't get a lot of add-ons, but you can, like I say, you can just add in your own plugins. Anywho, back to the studio. So as you can see, that's what I'm saying. Bang for buck on this is incredibly good. This thing's 1,700 Rand on Uncle Evetech. And if you're going to be using it for podcasting, shoutcasting, doing streams, etc., it's going to be one of the best priced, if not pretty much now, the best priced bang for buck microphone. If you can do your own filters and plugins and you don't need additive software to help you out with that, and you're willing to sit and tweak it a little bit, you're going to save like 500 or 600 Rand compared to other competitors in the market. That's why I'm saying HyperX is just dropping elbows, because price versus performance here, this is now the best priced like premium USB microphone that you can possibly hope to buy. There is only one criticism I have for it, in that the shock mount is a little bit springy. It's kind of just a little bit loose. I actually would have had these a little bit tighter. You can even feel on them that there is quite a lot of give. It's still doing its job. It's still working very well. It's just a little bit slack. And honestly, that's going to be a little bit distracting for me, because I tend to move my microphone depending on what I'm doing. And then I'm going to see the thing going dong, 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 like, because it's going to be mounted like this, right? And that's the way I did the test, is I had it on the boom arm coming out the side. So that is the only, and it's a nitpicky thing, and that's just kind of a personal thing. The stand has got a full rubberized base, is something that I actually kind of forgot to mention, but yeah, it's rubberized. It's a mini QuadCast. It's a mini QuadCast, just without kind of the fluff and the extra feature sets, and at a price point that's just staggeringly good. So yeah, good job HyperX. This thing is basically 9.99 out of 10. Anywho, that's all I've got for you on the HyperX DuoCast. If you have enjoyed this review, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.